All right, thanks everyone. Really excited about this discussion. We are talking about the future of creativity and how that intersects with generative AI. We have fantastic folks to speak to that, both founding companies in the space. Would love to hear from Mikey and Anna, just a little bit of an introduction. How did you start working in this space, and what are you working on?
We are building AI for graphic designers. So we are allowing image generation, be that photography, illustration, icons, whatever, for professional design scenarios. Building a foundation model for that and the workflow, which is infinite canvas. Started 1.5 years ago with the image generation space. So image generation space was just taking off.
Yep.
It was clear that it is going to change the industry. So that was just a chance to participate in this change.
Mikey?
Yeah, I guess a little bit different. Different domain, music, different focus, which is not necessarily professionals now, but there's a realization that like music is just not a big enough part of people's lives, not valuable enough to people, and if we can give people much more engaging experiences around music, they will just love it and they will want to do more of it, and it will be yeah, just like a much more central part of most people's lives. So also about 1.5 years old.
Also what?
Also about 1.5 years old, just
yeah,
just like
great.
Recraft.
So I guess how did you both personally get into the AI world, be able to start these types of companies?
I'm a technical founder, being an engineer and machine learning engineer for many years. Yeah, so I've been in machine learning space, not so much in the design space. I have a family member who is a designer, so they kind of helped me to understand more about the creativity, and merging those two worlds helped me build a company.
Great.
And I had a little more of a circuitous route. I started playing piano when I was 4, played in a lot of bands in high school and in college, left it, went to be a physicist, and then had a very lucky bounce, found an AI company called Kensho. I was the first machine learning hire there. Actually was incubated by Goldman Sachs, which is cool. Kind of a funny coincidence. And then, yeah, I at some point realized that like my day job and my night job can be the same thing, and I can do music as my day job and kind of return to that.
Yeah, talk about that, I guess, like from the music space and the creative space, or the image design space, like what is it about those customers and users that you are excited, and what is it about those domains? What are you trying to empower about those types of industries?
So we want to do creativity and innovation in design space simple, so that any designer, no matter what skill level, time constraints, technical constraints, can implement their vision.
Yep.
No matter how complex, no matter how crazy. So that's the goal. Our users are mostly professional designers, creatives, and we are nurturing creativity, and we are also making the design process fun. So design is actually super fun. And designers are very, very innovative. They have great fantasy. So if you look what is it that they're generating, you'll see a bunch of examples like, there will be half of a fish, a cut of a fish, and then there's a sushi inside in the cut. Or like there's a minimalistic pictogram of a person with photorealistic eyes. There's a bunch of crazy stuff. We support that, and we are adding Easter eggs to the tool. For example, we have this infinite canvas where you can experiment, and there's a grabbing hand that helps you move the canvas. And our grabbing hand actually has 6 fingers. Nobody knows that, but it is there. So we are trying to bring fun to the AI.
And
so
sort of meeting the professional designer where they are sort of like in their workflows, right?
Yes,
yeah.
So it is a professional tool.
Right.
We're just making this professional tool more creative, more innovative, and more fun.
And then Mikey, for Suno, I guess a little bit different with the consumer use. How do users access Suno, and what is that like today to use Suno?
Yeah, it's I think I'll just pick up on something that Anna said. It's like it shouldn't like be kind of earth-shattering to say it should be fun to practice your craft, and it should be fun to make music. And you know, just like I actually think the most fun I have ever had in this life is making music with my friends, and that is something that you can bring to people. Actually, I would say right now we're like woefully inadequate in the, for lack of a better word, multiplayer version of this thing, where you should be doing it more with your friends and your loved ones. Right now, people can basically make songs by either describing the sounds, inputting their own lyrics, or actually inputting their own sounds kind of from their day-to-day. We have like a lot of cool stuff now where you can just turn on the microphone on your phone or on your laptop and record something, and that kind of is used to inspire the model. I think, yeah, this is a big shift in a lot of ways. Most music is created only in service of that final product of the song. It doesn't matter how painful that process might be. A lot of the modern tooling, which is very powerful, is a pain in the butt to use. If you make it fun, a lot more people will want to do it.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So you view a future where the apps itself that you're building becomes a lot more social, inherently how you use it with other people.
Music is a conversation, right?
Yeah,
and
okay.
so you can't remove the people from music. It's not
Yeah.
even just one person. Music is multiple people.
It's interesting that you said also you're kind of like, giving that experience of the fun that you've experienced to making music to more people. Like how broad do you think that can go? Like, is that something, what are you seeing for people who maybe didn't make music before being able to access this?
The user base is extremely broad, geographically, demographically. So I think something I've only really understood recently is that I think humans are just hardwired to want to do this, and this is something that we should lean into. And so like, there should be 1 billion people doing this. I think
A billion?
It's not unreasonable.
A billion?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I would say to everyone, like, go use Suno, make a song. If you have kids, go make a song with your kids. And this will be an experience that you will never forget, and you will both be smiling and on the floor laughing. And hopefully you'll revisit that song too.
That's actually also true for the design space. AI is kind of democratizing design space. It's more accessible for people. There are fears that AI would steal design jobs, but it's actually not true. It's not happening. There are more and more people involved in design and more things designed around us. It's like a positive social change.
Yeah, maybe talk about that a little bit. Like, what is the reception to designers when you're explaining what they can do with your tool and why it's unique and why they would want to adopt it in a professional context?
So the reception of the tool is great. People love it. But I can tell the interesting story here about the reception. We started with fine-tuning open source. So we have different models before. And when you talk to designers, you're like showing the tool and everyone would say, well, the tool is just great, but I'm not the target user. And it's just painful because they are the target user. And you hear this a lot. Then we trained our own model from scratch. And the quality is much better. We have very high quality model. And there is this bar that you meet, and after that, designers just start using it. To have image generation in professional space, the quality bar is much higher than just like for everyone. And you can only use things like stable diffusion for conceptual art, not for final results. So at first, we had this, I'm not the target customer, but now it's super healthy.
So when they see that from Stable Diffusion, they realize, hey, this is interesting technology, but I need something much more high quality, and then you were able to present that.
They just don't really understand how to use it professionally.
Got it.
So and right now, first you need to provide extremely high quality, and second, you need to explain people how they can use it professionally. They have professional tags like, I need to build a brand, or I have an existing brand, like brand colors, brand illustration, I need to grow it. So you need to explain how you can use AI for those particular scenarios so that the tool is adopted. We have close to 1 million users right now, and the statistics is that close to half of them have never used any AI tools before. That's so surprising.
Yeah.
So Recraft is literally the first tool they try, and they learn.
They weren't like, mid-journey experts before.
No,
right? Yeah.
I would think so, but no, that's not true.
How about, Mikey, with Suno, what's the adoption scale, and maybe what surprised you anecdotally about how people are using Suno?
Yeah, it's been, we've shared that, over 10 million people have used it and enjoyed it. What's been surprising, a lot's been surprising. I think maybe 2 things in particular. One is just how disparate the use cases are with the same tool. There's like a lot of very casual use of like, let me quickly make a song about being on a creativity panel, and then the 3 of us are going to enjoy that. And then the same tool is people sitting in front of their computers for hours, just using the tool for enjoyment, perfecting a song, sharing that song, really going deep in that journey. And I think, if I'm being honest, I am like sometimes very excited by and sometimes slightly afraid that the two use cases are so disparate and that the middle has yet to be kind of discovered.
Got it. Any theories of like what that middle looks like?
I've got lots of theories. I think a lot of it is going to be just figured out by doing it. I think one thing in particular is that the things people do with music are now really, really narrow. Most people are just listening. You listen to a song once, and then you probably almost never return to it. And what we have done is we have opened up a new method of interaction, which is creation for music. And hey, that's enjoyable and much more engaging. And I think what that middle looks like is actually beginning to blend or blur the line between creation and consumption. I think if we do this right, we're not going to really talk about those two things as being different. They will just be doing music, and I will decline to tell you how much of it is creation and how much of it is consumption.
Got it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I really like the vision of the collaborative aspects of that that just become an activity you do, right, as a group of friends, for example. Yeah. Can you kind of both talk about the landscape around competition in these spaces? Is creativity a good area for AI startup founders? There's a lot of one-upmanship happening, when new models come out. Can you just talk about maybe the aspects of that? Is this sustainable?
So the landscape in image generation
Yeah.
Is super noisy. So that's the main thing. There's tons of image generation tools, and the hardest thing is to cut through the noise. Users, they have no idea which tools are good, which tools are not good. If they try Recraft, they just love it, they stay in the tool, but it's just super hard for us to make them try it. From all our users, the major source is that people learn from their friends. So it's literally word of mouth.
Got it.
So that's one aspect of it. It's very, very noisy. The other aspect is there is a number of great companies, and every one of them is great in their own ways. And I can talk about this for hours.
Well, I guess, are you worried about foundation model companies just continuing to go through those verticals, right? Sora-like experiences, the next, or will there be this opportunity for the vertical end user owner?
So you solve the task as good as you build the data set.
Yep.
So the general models will be out there, the foundation models will be out there, but you will always be able to solve the task better if you have a small, clean data set on which you fine-tune the model. So I think the foundation model will probably commoditize at some point. Right now we are training our own model because we have to, because open source is just not high enough quality. But at some point there probably will be foundation models that can be used by everyone, and then fine-tunes for very specific tasks.
Yeah, I think about it. I think for us, it's a little bit different being in the consumer space, and it's. I think the model will not be the plane on which this is competed. We are delivering experiences to people, and a user does not care how big my model is, if it's transformers or diffusion. A user cares, did I enjoy the experience of making a song, and did that song make me feel a certain way at the end? And I have a feeling that increasingly, this is not in music an arms race of who can make the best model that does the best on benchmarks. In music, these benchmarks are kind of crappy to begin with anyway.
Well, how do you even benchmark music?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a lot of manual work. It's a lot of listening to the music.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, but in image generation space, it's probably a little bit easier because you do not have to look a lot of time on the image to understand if you like it or not. It's more time consuming.
Got it. You just look at it once and you probably know, whereas you have to listen to the music.
Benchmarks are super important.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, how do you understand that you improve things?
Yep.
When you're shipping every new model, you need to compare it with a previous version. It's also very interesting to compare yourself with all the competition and see where how far are the other players. We are doing benchmarking in the following way. We prepare pairs of images for the same image description, and then there are people who are selecting. There's an instruction. People are selecting which image fits the prompt better, has better anatomy, like number of fingers, number of arms, which one is more appealing. So there's like a certain number of ways how you compare it.
Yep.
And there are standard data sets for that out there.
Makes sense. I'm also interested in kind of this concept of like ownership in the world of AI creativity, and kind of like what happens to the generations. Like how do you like think of that? Like once you've generated something, you know, it's just like who owns that content?
So there is this notion that to really own an image, you need to work on it.
Yep.
And it's not standardized right now by the law. So, but there is this rule that AI-generated image cannot be copyrighted because you have not put enough effort into this.
Yep.
So we have some ideas how to prove that the person has worked long enough on this image, because to generate the final result, people are spending a lot of time, so sometimes it's hours, to perfect the final result. So we have this idea of, let's have this like a clock where you're working on an image and it's like, it's not copyrightable, not copyrightable.
Like where is that line?
And then it's copyrightable.
Do you agree with that, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, you know, music is more complicated because there are 2 copyrights that may or may not apply. And ownership and copyright are not the same. I think we're like super, super early here.
Yeah, I was curious. So there were these high-profile lawsuits filed against Suno as well as some other music companies this week, actually. I guess how are you responding, and kind of do you think the law needs to change, or are we in a good legal environment currently?
Yeah, probably honestly not best for me to comment on lawsuits directly. I won't take that bait. I think I'll say a couple things. No, I think the law, even just what we were talking about now, is, and it's not just music, is like inadequate for what's going to come. We've got plenty of ideas, but we don't know all of the ideas. I think, I think there are in all domains, not just music. I think amongst many people there are basic misunderstandings of how the technology works, but also basic misunderstandings of what is possible, what should the future look like. And I think that is a much better way to think about this. Like, what should the future of image generation look like? What should the future of music look like? And the law should be backed into from there instead of thinking about it like that.
Got it. So then I guess maybe like can you summarize a little bit of like, is there, you know, if you could talk to those regulators, you know, and sort of explain like, hey, you're missing that 5-year future vision of what music is or images, like, I guess like what could get them excited about the future, right, around these technologies?
Yeah, I think in my mind, we are trying to build toward a future of music that is far bigger than it is today. And you know, the analogy that we'll make is like, look at the video game industry. I don't play a lot of video games. These are rich and engaging experiences that people have, and that is why they are willing to shell out a lot of money for them. They are really valuable experiences. And music today is mostly just listened to and is not valuable. People don't like paying a lot for it. The only exception there is live music, which is an experience. And I think if we think about this through that lens, a world where music is a much bigger part of people's lives, where people are doing more than just passively listening, where they are active participants in it, it will be more valuable to them, and they will want to do more of it, and they will want to pay more for these experiences. And in that sense, you know, it is an industry where there's a lot of fixed pie mentality, and I think if we can break that, we will all be happier.
You agree on the image side, I guess, like?
Yeah, so on the image side, an important part here is that, so there are some fears in the field, including fears of illustrators. Like some illustrators are against AI.
Super skeptical.
Super skeptical against AI. And the reason is basically that they are not paid and they don't get any recognition. So what we really want to do, we want to partner with illustrators around the world so that they create new styles, they create new experiences together with us, and other people can use it and pay for it.
Yeah, so that's maybe a hint towards the future, I guess, at Recraft, right? Is potentially something you want to do, is enable that monetization, or?
We really want to do this, and we are working on that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Well, this was a fantastic discussion. I really appreciate both of you being here, and I'm personally very excited about the future of creativity and both your products, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.